Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan for all of us. Let's do a quick reminder. Do you realize that we're approaching 2 years and a half of this pandemic? Yes, exactly. We are approaching 2 years and a half mark of the globe's collective experience with SARS-CoV-2 virus and the COVID-19 pandemic it has triggered. At this point, it's fair to assume people all over the world are asking themselves the same two questions. How will this end and when? Ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, my name is Kori as the representative of Medical Laboratory Technology of Poltekkes Kemenkes Yogyakarta, and I'm tremendously thankful that I have a private chance to deliver this crucial topic in this speech contest selection. I'm beyond feeling grateful that we are all good and here even in this pandemic situation. Ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, before we jump to the problem solving, we must dig deep into the root cause of the problem. Our government has taken vaccine as a way to overcome this pandemic and has put its best effort to provide vaccines. It's proven by free vaccines nowadays can be easily accessed by all citizens. State and private hospital, puskesmas, health polytechnic, even the police and the military are also involved in providing vaccines and campaigning for them. But what is tragic? In the middle of the facilities provided by the government, there are still anti-vaccine ognums who are reluctant or even refuse to vaccinate. Some of them do believe in those conspiracies spreaded, meanwhile the rest of them reject simply because they don't know the facts of the vaccine itself. Now let me tell you the facts of COVID-19 vaccines and some benefit it will give you. First, COVID-19 vaccines are 100% safe and halal. We have to notice that vaccines are developed using science that has been around for decades. They went through all the required stages of clinical trials. Moreover, extensive testing and monitoring have shown that these vaccines are safe and effective. That's why you don't have to be afraid that these vaccines are experimental, unworthy, dangerous, and so on and so forth. And also, if you are afraid about the probability that vaccines are made with non-halal materials, MUI has told us that Sinovac is halal and AstraZeneca is permissible, as of proven. So ladies and gentlemen, what are you waiting for? Second, COVID-19 vaccines are effective. Indeed, some people who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 will still have a probability to get sick because we have to admit that no vaccine is 100% effective, isn't it? But vaccination helps protect you from getting sick or severely ill with COVID-19 and might also help protect people around them. You might question if there is still a probability to get COVID-19 after vaccination. Why must I have the vaccine then? Don't worry, it's all about herd immunity and I'll explain it more later in my speech. Third, let's see our immunity after vaccination. Vaccines contain weakened or inactive parts of a particular organism called antigens that triggers an immune response within the body. After being exposed to an antigen for the first time, the body starts to produce antibodies specific to that antigen. Once the specific antibody has been produced, they work with the immune system to destroy the pathogen, the real COVID-19 antigen, and proceed to stop the disease in the body. And also this leads to my third point, which is none of the COVID-19 vaccines are able to make you sick with COVID-19. The moment you get symptoms after vaccination such as fever, dizziness, or feeling unwell, it's normal. It's totally normal. It doesn't mean you are a positive patient or you are intentionally diagnosed positive by government, just like what public narration said. These symptoms are actually a good sign that your body is building protection against the virus. Let's just build a scenario in our mind that the vaccine that we got is teaching our immune system how to recognize and fight the virus that causes COVID-19. Ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, if you remember, I have mentioned herd immunity before. You may question what is herd immunity and why is it important then? Herd immunity, also known as population immunity, is indirect protection from an infectious disease that happens when a population has immunity either through vaccination or immunity developed through previous infection. Most estimates had placed the threshold at 60 to 70% of the population gaining immunity either through vaccination or post exposure to the virus. Now let's see the vaccination rates in Indonesia. As of Monday, July 26, 2021, the Ministry of Health noted that the entire target of population to be vaccinated, 21.61% had received the first dose and only 8.8% had received 2 doses of vaccine. If we compare this number to the percentage of herd immunity threshold, which is 60 to 70%, this number is still far to be reached. It's indeed far, but it's still very possible. And to make it possible depends on you. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, consider that your small act matters. Remember that herd immunity can only be reached by cooperation from all the circumstances, and it won't become true without you. Consider that by vaccination, you are not only protecting yourself, but you are able to protect all the vulnerable actors, such as your elderly family, people who cannot get vaccinated due to health conditions, health workers, even your future generation soon. Imagine that if this pandemic ends soon, you will probably proudly say, "I'm one of the fighters." Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, we are very close to the end. And I do believe, we will finish this pandemic soon. But how and when is up to you. I'm Kori Kharisma. Thank you.